Hello, I am here to finish a message. Listen, the last time, I don't even know, 4 or 5 weeks ago, it's bad. I thought to myself, okay, just do something, you know what I mean? Not just do something, but, sit down, you know what I mean? Sit with it, just do something. That's pretty much what it was, right? Not just do something like I didn't mean what I was doing, but it was you need to do something, type of feeling. Okay, so I sit down, I do that. I only have about 20 minutes because I braid hair, and a client was coming, so I had to cut it short. But y'all, the message that was on the table, I didn't just pick up the cards. I just left it, right? Walked by it for a week, just looking at it, feeling it. Okay, weeks done went by. It's been on my table literally for weeks. Because I'm like, God, I know God was saying something to me more than just what I had gathered in that short 20 minutes, right? And I am so new at communicating in the way that I'm communicating now. God's teaching me how to flow, how to go with the flow, how to feel my way through, how to, deal with the unknown and not knowing what's going to come next, but just knowing that whatever needs to come next is going to be there when it need to be there. So bear with me. Because the main thing, of course, is just keep it at 100. Just trying to just be as authentic as I can. That's the main thing for me with all of this. That's my test to pass. Just do me. It'll be all right. Okay? So guys, what I got on the table is the Selkie. And I have literally been just studying that story. And this, what is on the table now, is a story about a woman, a sweetheart, who marries this man. Basically, she gets catfished. Basically, she gets married. She's happy. You know what I mean? Like it looked good on paper, but it's not fulfilling her emotionally. It is not fulfilling her. The kids are fulfilling her, but it comes to 7 kids later. Opportunity comes for her to be able to leave this situation. Got to make a quick decision right here, right now. Now or never type situation. Do I stay for the kids? Do I stay because I feel sorry for him? Or do I put myself first? I've been longing to leave this situation. And here's my opportunity. And she takes it. But in order to take it, she has to give up being a good girl. Okay? Yeah, she got to give up being a good girl. A good mom, a good, a good, whatever the world was offering her, a good Christian even. Why you leaving that man? I know he's stubborn and all, but he provide. He go to work. He provide for you and the kids. That man love you. Everybody can see it. But nobody can see how unhappy, miserable you are living with this miserable man. This man that's really miserable. I'm going to read the story to you. It is obviously a case of misery wanting company. Okay. Let me tell y'all what cards I got out here first. Then I'm going to read you the story. And then we'll talk some more, okay? All right, so we have the Selkie. I want y'all to see this picture of her. Let's see her looking at her like, girl, what happened? What happened to it? I thought that was you. What happened? Okay, this is a Queen of Cups. She the Silky. Sweetheart, compassionate, comforting, calming, nurturing, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, caring. Sweetheart. We have the World card, cycle closing, completion, accomplishment, let me see, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, travel, celebration of life, arriving. Then we have justice, fairness, truth, clarity, equality, balance, cause and effect. That's karma too. And then we have, okay, let me show you justice. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles energy is you enjoying the fruits of your labor. You're receiving rewards. You live in pretty much a luxury lifestyle. Self-sufficient, financially independent. Okay? And then the last card to go with this group is spiritual work. It says, doing some inner work can help you clear before you move on. You will get insight into what will work best, into what work will best serve your needs, into what work will will best serve your needs. Let's read this story, y'all. Gotta hear this story. Okay, the story it's about 8 minutes, but come on, you're gonna be entertained. Okay, it's called The Selkie Bride, as told by B. Ferguson, B-E-A, Ferguson. Okay. It says, long ago, on the west coast of Scotland, a fisherman had spent all day at sea, but he had only caught a few very small fish. So as night began to fall, he rowed to the shore and beached his little boat. As he walked towards the cottage across the pebbly beach, he heard beautiful voices singing a song, more beautiful than any he had ever heard. He turned towards the sound, and there, near the water, a dozen Selkie folk were laughing and playing and singing. The fisherman could not believe his eyes. Very few people ever saw the seal folk, who now and then cast aside their skins and took on human form to play on shore. He stood and he stared, but when the silky folk noticed him, they quickly dived into the sea and, slipping beneath the rolling waves, disappeared. I must have been dreaming, said the fisherman aloud, and again he turned toward his cottage, but something nagged at him. He turned again, and this time he noticed something sleek, shiny, lying on the rock. He walked closer, and now he saw it was a sealskin. No one would ever believe me that I've seen the Selkies unless I show them this, he said. And he leaned over and he picked up the skin and slung it over his shoulder. I could make a pretty penny if I sell this, he said. Just as he spoke, he heard footsteps close behind him, and he quickly turned to look. There was an exquisitely beautiful young woman, but she was weeping so hard it nearly caused the fisherman's heart to break. Beautiful lady, he said, why do you cry? She sniffed and looked into his eyes. Kind sir, she said, choking back the tears, you have my sealskin. Please give it back, for I belong to the Selkies, and I cannot live under the sea without my skin. The fisherman could not stop staring. You see, he had fallen in love at first sight, and because he was a young man and terribly headstrong, he thought he must keep her with him, so he clutched the sealskin hard to his chest. Dear lady, he said gently, be my wife, for I have fallen in love with you, and without your sealskin, you'll have to live on land. I'll make you happy, I promise. Please, sir, she cried, I could never be happy on land, and my folk will be so worried. I must go home. But the young man was stubborn, so he smiled as sweetly as he could. And he bowed his head and he bent down on one knee. Dear woman, I have a cozy little cottage. I'll keep you warm by the fire. I'll feed you all the fresh fish you could ever wish to eat. I promise you'll live a happy life on land. Please agree to be my bride. The young woman was helpless without her skin. She was trapped on land and couldn't get back to her home in the sea. So she took his hand and he led her home. Surely she would manage to get her skin back from him soon, she thought. For many weeks the fisherman kept the skin with him, for he feared his bride-to-be would steal it and slip away. But after a while, the Selkie began to settle into life on land, and when the fisherman saw this, he pushed the skin inside the crevices in the chimney. She'll never find it there, he said to himself. After a month went by, they got married. They were very happy, and the fisherman was kind and generous. He truly loved his wife, and he always worked hard to make her happy, although he was still very stubborn. Going to the next page. After a while, the Selkie woman grew to love her stubborn husband, and sometimes she would sing to him. Those nights he thought he was the happiest man in the world. As the years passed, the couple had 7 children, and the Selkie wife loved those lads and lassies with all her heart. Occasionally, the children would find their mother on the beach, gazing wistfully out at sea. Mother, why do you look so sad? They would ask. Oh, I've only been dreaming too long, she would say, and then she would shake her head and kiss their forehead. One day, the fisherman and the 3 eldest children went out in their boat to catch fish. The next 3 walked to the village to buy some bread and milk, and the mother and the youngest son stayed home alone. Now the mother looked out the window and watched the waves crashing on the shore. Far in the distance she noticed on the slick black rocks a band of seals playing and barking. She sighed deeply and her eyes filled with tears. Her youngest son ran to her side. Mother, what's wrong? He asked. Whenever you look to the sea, you grow so sad. Without thinking, she turned to him and said, I'm sad because I was born in the sea. It's the home to which I can never return because your father has hidden my sealskin. Now the boy, like all children in Scotland, had heard tales of the Selkie folk, so right away he knew that's what his mother must be. He ran to the fireplace, reached up and pulled the sealskin from its hiding place and held it out to his mother. Is this it? How did you find it? She said, astonished at the sight of her skin. One day I was here along with father, said the boy, and he took this from its hiding place and stared at it. He said it was special, and now I understand what it is. The woman embraced the sealskin, and then she reached for her child and embraced him. My darling, she whispered, I will always love you. And then clasped the sealskin to her heart and ran outside and down to the sea. She slipped into her skin and dived into the water. Soon after that, the fisherman and his children were heading home. They rowed past a group of seals. The fisherman noticed a sleek young seal gazing at the boat. With a strange expression on her face, and then he heard that seal cry, a plaintive sound as she disappeared under the water. The fisherman arrived home. His youngest son told him what had happened, and he felt his heart break in two. But he understood that his son was a loving boy who was braver and more generous than he himself had ever been. The fishermen and the children missed the Selkie woman for the rest of their lives, but they knew that she was back and happy in the world where she belonged. But after that time, a seal would often spend ages swimming close to the shore, and they never went hungry, for the fisherman's net was always full of large, gleaming fish. But after that time, a seal would often spend ages swimming close to the shore, and they never went hungry, for the fisherman's net was always full of large and gleaming fish. Okay, y'all. What y'all think about the woman leaving like she did? She gave a little yelp. Oh! I'm out. From the giddy up, Queen of Cups. Sweetheart, sweet baby. The red flags were there. But this was something that she would have to live through. I just heard she had to, Queen of Cups had to outgrow her upbringing. Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the help. I needed help. Okay, so here we go. Reading from Woman in Total Control of Herself, Oracle deck by Angie Sullins, artwork by Silas Tobel. The Selkie, okay? It's about returning to your true self, your soul's home, where you're comfortable in your own skin, that authentic self, right? So it says, legend tells of the Selkie, a shape-shifting woman seal, often seen off the coast of northern Scotland, who can shed her skin by moonlight and dance upon the shore. Fishermen were known to catch the seal-made skin in order to keep her pinned to the land, captured as a bride, preventing her return to her true skin and soul's home. To reclaim your soul skin in the current legend you're living, you must let go of the good girl pelt that you were raised to wear. This means getting comfortable and letting people have their own ideas about who you are so that you can develop the freedom to be what is most natural to you. Toss off all that no longer fits you. Toss off all that no longer fits you. Okay? Lay aside every weight that so easily besets you. That sets you back, sets you up. Yeah. Toss off all that no longer fits you and dive deep into the places where your soul feels most at home. Let go of the old demands you put on yourself let go of the old demands you put yourself under to be the good girl, the good friend, the good daughter, the good wife, the good mother, the good Christian. Shed the pelt of expectation, demand, and approval, including your own. The woman in total control of herself you are becoming will cost you relationships, spaces, comfort, security, and convenience. Yet choose her over everything. Choose her over everything. Choose her over everything. But the man was so sad and lonely and desperate. Greedy too. Covetous as well. Lonely, desperate, miserable man. And yes, it was time to go, and the baby said so. That part. And the baby, out of the mouth of babes. This woman was in a position, in a predicament, in a situation. It happens, right? I've been married 3 times, ain't had a husband yet, okay? It happens. For this reason, that reason. Part of the reason is that you were raised. I know for me, I had been raised. To be kind, even when it was being cruel to myself. Or to be kind to cruel people. You know, when you got a stepdaddy that's just awful. You know, but you still got to speak and you still got to show respect, you know, even though there's nothing respectful about them. And so here, she did it so good though. I'm just saying, based on the story, I'm just looking at this woman. She did not lose herself. And she was supposed to be the beast, half seal. She supposed to be the beast, and he the one out here acting like a old. This woman telling him right from the back, he wasn't listening. You know, she gave him the benefit of the doubt. We're gonna take accountability. She gave him the benefit of the doubt. You know, kind sir. Well, what was he doing that made him kind sir? How we be projecting? Because you that way, You're going to make him that way too. Kind sir, would you please? He's like, yeah, no, I can't help you. Also too, looking at the man's motive. He was, it's so much. He was money motivated. Motivated by money. This the whole thing. Love went nowhere in this equation. Love was nowhere in this equation. He fell in love with a stripper. That's what happened. He fell in love with a stripper. Because, you know, she had to be standing there naked. Right? Because she don't have no clothes. She didn't need no clothes. She's getting ready to go back in the sea. Put her little mermaid, you know, thing on. And yeah. Yeah, she's standing there naked. Because he was staring. Yeah. He's stalking. He looking. He taking. Stuff that don't belong to him. He knew that skin did not belong to him. He said, but, you know, first of all, he's a clout chaser. Nobody will believe. And I hate to say it though, but a loser. He out there all day and you haven't attracted nothing but a few fish in your little boat, little cottage, everything little bit. This was not a man of substance. He's insecure. Why is he insecure? Because it says that he kept the skin close to him. They done got married, but he keeping the skin close to him because he fears that she might steal it and leave him. You see what I'm saying? He don't want to live with him. He don't really believe nobody should want to live with him. He don't believe he worthy of being loved. And then, this was the kicker. 7 children later. She was there for a long time. So we can definitely say she was there 7 years plus. This little boy might have been 7. But you got 3 kids that's old enough to go fishing on a boat. Yeah, they up there. And 3 that's old enough to go to the market and exchange money, do all that. Yeah. So she was there for a minute. She was there for some years. She was there for a long time. And after all of that time, we get to the end, you know, and come to find out you still playing games. You still playing. You still don't trust the man. He still don't trust. You still hiding things. You still conning, conniving. You would think that he would know that she loved him. Yeah, with your stubborn ass. But I love you. I made a commitment. Let's do this. We'll raise the kids. Da 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 da. But he did not believe. And that's why he lost. See what I'm saying? No love. No love in the equation. Just lust. Lust is never satisfied. Love trusts. Love is caring, considerate, kind, all those things that she expected. I might have to earn it. I might have to do this, do that, give him children, you know, show him that I want to stay, whatever. Maybe he'll give me my skins. Let me go at least visit the sea. Trust that I'll come back. I've been loyal this long time and giving them children, raised the children. I'm sure she helped him become more prosperous, because when we first met, you had a can of sardines. That's what you went out there all day and came back with a can of sardines. So she had to help him along the way to know, you know what, I'll show you where the fish at, and what time to go and this and that. And then all the information that, you know what I mean, she had, being who she was. Okay? Part seal. Ocean. Yeah. I know that. I know that territory. So I'm sure she, and I know, because you know why? After she left, it says that she made sure that the boat always had fish in it, because that must have meant she knew that if he not gonna be able to produce that. And you know what else too coming to my mind? He that findeth a wife. He wasn't a husband, but he had found a wife, a mother, a friend. A friend. A friend. Loving you anyhow, unconditional love. But she's sleeping with the enemy. Where the lie at? She's sleeping with the enemy. Somebody that want to hold her back, tie her down, keep her limited. They don't trust her. He didn't trust her. And didn't care that she was just crying and crying, or looking sad, or depressed, or emotionally distraught, just homesick, missing home. He didn't care about her happiness. He was ignoring it. The kids mentioning it. The kids seeing it. So he was seeing it too. But you ignoring it. See? And this is why we have to choose ourselves. No matter what it costs. No matter how folk feel about it. There comes a time. Right here. The card clarifying Queen of Cups says, God-given understanding. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for helping me understand what my ancestors never understood. I understand mysteries. It was good for him. God is so good. It ended up being good for everybody involved. Now, even though the man is going to be sad, AF, okay? You reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. There will be an effect for what you caused. You did this. Now you're going to have to explain that to the children and the people in the neighborhood when they ask, where your wife at? You know, my granny used to say a lie go a long way. But somewhere down that line, you're going to catch up with you. So it's best to just be honest. Everybody knew anyway. I did some little research on the Selkie people, and everybody, and you know, they say that they the lore. This is a lore, a story, a tale, but you can learn. God can teach you something from anything. I really believe that. But Selkie, she's breaking that cycle, saying, thank you, Heavenly Father, for helping me to understand what my ancestors never understood. And if you come from people, I know I come from the women in my lineage. Even if they got married, they didn't have husbands. They did not have husbands, you know. Men who are everything God meant for a husband to be. Loving, caring, kind, providing. Or either they would provide, but then they were abusive. When I first reading the story, I'm sitting up here thinking, where was your mama at? Your dad didn't nobody tell you, turn around, look alike. Why didn't she go get in the water with everybody else when they jumped in the water? Why did you get caught by the catfish? But you know what? She was sleeping on herself. Not really aware of who she was and how precious she was. You don't just give your life to, you don't give your hand in marriage, you know, give your life to just anybody, people that are untrustworthy, undeserving, you know, but we're not taught to be, you know, as I was going to say, as cunning as a snake. We taught more to be gentle as a dove. You know, but don't say nothing. Well, you didn't say that, did you? Don't hurt his feelings. My goodness, you know. She had to be honest with herself. And honest with him. Honest with the child. And look at how the child gave her permission. Mama, go. That's how my kids was. It was like, you know what? Yeah, it's time for him to go. That was the difference. Is you know, I didn't leave, but I said it's time for you to go. And my kids was like my daughter, my baby. And at the time she was 18. And she said, Mama, we don't want him here just paying the bills. That's another thing, too. Now, she's a housewife. She's a housewife. They say, like, according to the Lord and everything, these people, because, you know, they don't really know land, so they kind of keep them, you know, and when they first get there, he doing everything for her. You know what I mean? Stuff she don't, you know, and that's one of the signs how the people, you know, in the community would, you know, be like, when if that's one of them, because why he go to the grocery store instead of her, you know. I'm just saying how they be hiding you too, because they don't want nobody else to see you either at the grocery store. Yeah, domestic violence. All this is domestic violence, and ain't nobody hit nobody physically. But emotionally, psychologically, she could have went beast mode on him, and it would have been deserving. Like when she found out, nigga, what? All this time? Why? She didn't even ask no questions. This cycle is closed, okay? This cycle is closed. She said I done heard everything I need to hear. I done heard everything I need to hear. Say it ain't so. When that baby went up there and pulled it, is this it? Is this it? The baby was more of a friend than the husband had been. Yeah, going back to my baby, she said, Mama, he's not being a father. He's not being a husband. You're just distraught. We've never seen you like this. Just so emotionally distraught. Just so indecisive. Just so, yeah, because somebody else is in control. And you've given that control. Not knowing how precious, what a value, what a commodity you were. But after the time she grabbed that skin, she know now. I'm out of here. Yeah. I'm out of here. A card clarifying the Queen of Cups in the Silky, it says, a true, honest witness never lies, but a false witness pours out lies and makes a business of it. And makes a business of it. For me, I didn't know that people, homosexual, I didn't even know what that was. But it was just like, yeah. I didn't know people would go out of their way to do such things. Marry for security. And I definitely didn't think men was doing it. I wasn't aware. Wasn't aware. That false witnesses pour out lies and make a business of it. Making a whole business of it. And you know what? This situation, it could be in the home. It could be in the family. Where you just in a situation where you know things are what? Unjust. Not fair. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Huh? Who's the fairest of them all in this situation? God said, child, go about your business. Let's do some spiritual work. Something else over here. Okay? You done got your training. You didn't kill him. You didn't, what's the lady name? Bobby. Yeah. Yeah, you didn't go ham. You didn't turn into an animal. Shoot, them seals and sea lions ain't nothing to play with. And you went through all of that to be able to more than see him, but in the mirror, you know what I'm saying? In reflection, in hindsight, to see you and who you were. And that you showed up and showed out. Showed up and showed out. To love the unlovable. After being unloved all your life, growing up, just not there. And in this, you know what I mean, Bob Marley says, it's cruel to awaken love within a woman and not have any intentions on loving her. For a man to, what he said, y'all, something like that. Look it up. Bob Marley. Got me to look it up. It's cruel. It's cruel. Now, he didn't think nothing was wrong with that, the man. He didn't think nothing wrong with that. But again, he's a sailor. Okay. He hood. This could be a good girl. You could be a good girl. Attracting, this is narcissist empathist. Narcissist empath dynamic. Good girl, bad guy, bad boy dynamic. So many ways this could be flipped. So many ways. And justice is coming. Spiritual prejudice. Spiritual prejudice. She done got all, you know what I mean? She did everything to understand his world, and he's not wanting to, come on her side to understand her world. She know about all the characters in his world. All the people, all the characters she interacts. But she can't even go to the beach. He won't even let her go take a swim. He won't even says, he can't chance it because from the beginning, he was doubting it. He knew it because he knew. Got lucky though. Gamblers, usually people that gamble, they can get it, but they can't keep it. They can get it, but they can't keep it. And always wanting something. This type of character in the story that we was reading, always wanting something they ain't got no business with, or it's too much for them. More than they can, biting off more than you can chew. Bob Marley, okay, that's not happening. But yeah, this man here is so lucky that all she did was leave. Yeah. That she was a spiritual She was supposed to be the big beast, but she was more valuable when it came to the core. He might have treated her. He was treating her like a dog. They call seals the sea dogs of the sea. He wasn't doing it right. That's why justice came and God said, it's okay. You can go. He was a fake nice guy. Fake nice. Flattering. There's another thing God said. Do not give up the garden for a tree. And do not give up God for the garden. I mean, like, we could have everything. We be having everything and not realizing it, unaware of it. How everything we are And that's how the devil, oh my God, that's another thing too. That's how Satan, in the story of the serpent, deceived Eve. It's like this man here, snake oil. He trying to sell a seal some fish. Lying. Can you imagine how she felt when she got in there that night and he preparing dinner and he give her 2 when he got 3? But I'm gonna tomorrow, first thing in the morning, I'm gonna feed you a big breakfast. I'm gonna go out there and catch. She probably woke up the next morning and realized she got to plan the whole thing, navigate this, that. Yeah, it's a reason why you single, and I see why. Because you miserable and just wanting some company. That's what it is. And he had all that time that he was with her to change, to grow, to integrate. How sometimes you have to line up a stick, you know what I'm saying? When you want a plant to, okay, stay in this direction, go this way, up, 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 up. You know how they say sometimes if you put a child that's have special needs amongst, children that do not have any special needs or that are capable, whatever, that sometimes they can, learn a few new tricks. It can rub off on them. They can be influenced by being in the company of. But this man here, see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I really believe that this is not just in homes, but this is all over the world. 2 different type of people. Those who are, upright, and those who are reversed, not upright, just, unjust, righteous, corrupt, motivated by love, motivated by lust. Motive is everything. You had 2 people in this marriage, 2 people doing the same thing for different reasons. She like, okay, marriage, okay, she don't know nothing about that. She from the sea. You know what I mean? So, okay, this what y'all doing, in your world. That's another thing. Christian and worldly, unequally yoked. She's like, okay, I'll go along with it. Get married, have children, blah, blah, blah. Even one story talked about even going to church. Say she hated to do that. Because I know she felt like an outcast. And he didn't care that she was homesick. He know what marriage was. Better than her. But again, she not from here. Or you know what I mean? She's not used to living in this world, in this realm. So she's adapting. That seal, they're adaptive. They're intuitive. They adapt. They learn fast. Yeah. She's a fast learner. Intelligent, emotionally intelligent. Could pick up, feel her way through just like she did when she was in the sea. But there's another thing too that God was telling me. It's how to not be angry. First of all, this man is sad. First of all. We feel sorry. We feel for him. And now that we got our skins back, it's okay. Because we can go on and, we still got some days left. Could be mad that you done, spend all this time. You didn't waste it. You spent it. You invested it. And you did right by it. So guess what? That's why you reaping what you sowed. You reaping what you sowed, which is justice. You get to be free. You get to go on about your business. And he got to deal with the sadness, spiritual work. And guess what? This is all spiritual work. Tough love, but spiritual work. God allowed that to happen so that this man would have an opportunity to see himself. I'm hearing Michael Jackson. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Oh, and the part in the song where it says, I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. That's what this was. But I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. She made a change. He wasn't going to change. He had been the same. Everything was in there saying stubborn, still stubborn. Yeah, even he said it himself, better than me, because I ain't brave enough. Yeah, cowardly lion. I ain't brave enough. I ain't loving enough. It ain't in me to do it. He said that at the end. Better than me. I wasn't going to never let you go. I don't care how miserable you was, how many days and nights and you cried. So when the opportunity came, and that's why God gave her the opportunity like he did. And thank God she wasn't prideful and not listening to the child, and you just a child and you don't know nothing, and this grown folks, this and that, blah, blah, blah. No, the child knew. This is not good for you. Go. We love you. We'd rather have you happy and free. The child knew. You're not supposed to be a possession. Even though my dad is possessive. Go be free, mama. Go be who you are and with who you belong. And because she had love from her children. But sacrifices, yeah. That's a long time to be with someone and still alone. Because he was not there for her. Emotionally, he was not able. Just did not have it. People with a poverty mindset, like this man had a poverty mindset. It's little bit, all the way through. Talking about all of this he gonna do. When you know your heart is just itty bitty, the Grinch heart. Itty bitty and black. But she graduates. Because she handled it the right way. She did right by him. But you know what? Clarifying justice and the world is evil intent is detestable. Religious performance by the wicked stinks. It's even worse when they use it to get ahead. Religious performance by the wicked. All down on one knee, flattering, love bombing, You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Looking like, sounding like. But ain't none of what they talking about benefiting you, blessing you. John 10:10. The thief cometh, but to steal, kill, and destroy. But I have come, Jesus said, that you might have life, and that life more abundantly. If this is somebody just say spiritual, and you marry somebody that was worldly, you like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is not life and that more abundantly. Stuff is missing, a lot of it. Essential pieces and parts are missing. I've been hoodwinked. But really, he had been hoodwinked. Really, in the end, the player got played. And I love how she was still just herself, you know, generous to the children, Mercy. Thank God for the children. She had mercy. He was blessed because of the children, because she blessing the children. Because they didn't do nothing. They don't know nothing about nothing what's going on. She looked out for them. Stayed committed to, being a blessing to them. Instead of these old heads who know everything. Can't tell them nothing. Hard heads. Make a soft behind. And with clarifying the Nine of Pentacles, this card that says, put your trust in no man. Instead, get help from the God of Jacob. Put your hope in God and know real blessings. Psalms 146:5. And the other one was evil intent is detestable. It's Proverbs 21:27. And honesty isn't deceptive. A true, honest witness never lies, but a false witness pours out lies and makes a business of it. Proverbs 14:5. Put your trust in no man. Nine of Pentacles. Queen of Cups in this Nine of Pentacles energy. Put your trust in no man. Instead, get help from the God of Jacob. Instead, get help from the God of Jacob. Put your hope in God and know real blessings. Now, nobody was there. I'm going to let you go. Nobody else was there. If God had not helped this woman, if God had not been there to help this woman out of this situation, he'd have kept her there forever, indefinitely. So God showed up in her situation, intervened in her situation. Okay, she don't know. There's nobody like her. Nobody, nobody caring, sharing, being compassionate, calm, healing. None of that is nobody else but the children. That child, that baby was the only one. The mother was probably hadn't seen him putting it up there in the chimney and doing whatever. But this one here said something. Told the truth, was honest. It was an honest witness. It didn't lie. It wasn't going to lie. Told the truth. But that was God. That was a miracle. At the timing of it. That everybody was gone at that time. They're there alone. That she looking out the window, and having a moment. And then the child says what he says. And so on and so forth. Click, click, clack, clack. Let's go. Let's go. When God says, right here, clarifying the world card, is God issues decrees. They are established forever and ever. Whatever God commands is created. When it's time to go, God will show up in your life and snatch you right up out of there. Okay? He will do it. And this person had a God complex, and they sitting up here thinking, he just gonna, people can do what they want to do. We all have free will. But you cannot do it for as long as you want to do it, and you can't do it to who you want to do it to. And it just be okay. Okay? There are some of us out here who belong to God, okay? Belong to Him, His children. This man here was probably religious too. Had to be. Religious performance by the wicked stinks in the nostrils of God. And is it even worse when they use it to get ahead, to get over, to get under, to get in, to get out of the situation where they want to get out of it. So they make promises they don't intend on keeping from the jump. From the jump. Gots to be more careful. Gots to be listening. Gots to be paying attention. Gotta be guarding yourself. Don't sleep on yourself. That's what I learned. And don't let other people think that they sleeping on you. Get up when you know you're no longer being served. When you feel like you're being slept on. Like, I'm not being listened to. I'm not being heard. I'm not being asked. Don't want to hear either. Yeah, God is saying that's it. You ain't nobody's God. Huh? You ain't holding nobody's hostage, especially something that's His. God says, especially something that belongs to me, that I made, that I created. For my glory, not for your entertainment, sir. Because we could show say she was a stripper dancing on them rocks. They say dancing, singing. They always out there being who they were. And in His worldly mind, I'm just saying. I mean, sometimes women too. You just have this preconceived, but it ain't what it look like. Ain't what it look like. And you ain't ask no questions either. You just assuming, this is what it wanted. This is what I needed to be for me. This is what I want it to be for me. So that's how I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna say the right things. Da 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 da. Or nothing. Or say nothing. Like I say, she crying. Kids asking about her, tending to her, all of this. And you ain't nowhere to be found when that's happening. So a lot of times that happens to men getting married, taking on the whole responsibility of marriage, knowing you do not want to have to tend to a whole nother entire human being emotionally. Mentally, having to, that's the responsibility of a husband, to ban the house, keep it together, it and everything in it, not just the building. It ain't just about going to work and getting the fish and bringing it home. And no, you gotta care about the caretaker, the cook, the laundry lady, the hairdresser. Come on, what else she was doing? And everything and all of that. The dishwasher. like to be with you. But then, you know what I'm saying, when you get all this emotional stuff, wait a minute now. I gotta go, we gotta go out to sea. Get gone quick. They get gone quick. Find something else to do besides tending to you. But all on one knee. You know, I'm hearing Rihanna. Go ahead and take a bow, because that was quite a show. Really had me going. But see, this is what God is saying. He saw. And that's why he say, sissy, don't put your trust in no man. Just really. Because if the love of God ain't in them, where they going to get it from? If they not getting it from him. True love, real love. Yeah. If you want to know real blessings, I'll keep you warm. I'll keep you happy. I'll keep you... All of that she wouldn't even need if you just gave her back her identity. He wouldn't validate her. He wouldn't validate her. He wouldn't validate. He was hiding that the true self. He saw her. Knew what she was. Who she was. How she was. Where she was from. What would make her comfortable? I'm going to give you everything else though but that. Put your hope in God, though. And no real blessings. Don't put your trust in no man. Okay? You know what I'm saying. Tupac on that. Put your trust in no man. I mean, it's like you godly people. Test the spirits and see if they be of God. Because she didn't do that. She didn't test nothing. It all happened so fast. Month in. I know. Impulsive. She might have been impulsive. Sweet though. But, you know, one of those ones. Let's go with the flow. You never know. Could have been fairy tale-ish. Yeah. Yeah. Hopeful. Dreamer. Who don't, you know what I'm saying? All of us done fell for that whole, you know, the American dream, you know, get married and, you know, have a couple of 2.5 kids and get a big house and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And spend more time on the picture of it than the person in the picture who might just be out of place. You feel me? Like one of these things just doesn't belong here. One of these things just isn't the same. One of these things just doesn't belong here. Now it's time to play our game. It's time to play our game. That baby bought them skins out. The trust was gone. Everything was gone. Tower moment. Blew the lid off of it. Learned the lesson. Everybody got lesson. Everybody. Children got lesson. He gonna be having lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson. Even for her to tell the child, what if the child would have got scared? She didn't know if the child was going to reject her or whatever, but she just was compelled. You know what I mean? She had done built up to this, you know, no, this is who I am. This is where I'm from. This is the truth, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the child had unconditional love for her. He accepted her. I know, wait, right here. Know just what you're talking about. Go on, be you. We love you. We know. But we want you to be happy too. It's not fair for everybody else to be happy besides you. Seem like I feel like I had to literally raise best friend. Because when I tell you my daughter and my son, because I was a housewife, you know what? I'm going to have to do a part two. I'm going to have to do a part two and share a little bit more of my story. I got a whole thing. Y'all, this is just the first little stack of cards. It's so deep though. But justice is here. God ain't. What God commands is created and established forever. It's God's way. That's what's going. Not man's way. Yeah, God is like rescuing women. It's like, and it's not just rescuing. I know it's an hour and 16 minutes, but listen, y'all. It's not just rescuing women, and I do mean women. It's almost like he's letting us know that he sees us. He sees us like on a core. He knows what we've been going through, what we've been dealing with. How we haven't had the help. Men have been being first Adam instead of second Adam. Still lording their role, their title over us. But God is judging. Justice is here. And, she quietly left. Quiet quit. Quietly quit. All right, I'm going to go. Time to go. Silly, color purple. Coming to mind. When you just take what you got left. After the transaction, what is there? What remains? You. With your fair self, with your compassionate self, sweet self, comforting self, calm, nurturing. Yes, you're left. Just self. Yeah. You're left. God is bringing wholeness and fulfillment and attainment and travel and celebration of life. Now I know why the cage bird sings. Can you imagine what she felt like? Getting back in that water again. Might have been a little scary in the beginning. Getting your feet wet. Probably worried if she would remember, you know what I mean? You know, how to do, how to be. But baby, she probably just stayed in the water, Oh my God. She probably, when she had PTSD, she probably didn't want to go on no land. I don't want to go on no rocks. Nah, I just wade in the water. I don't. Yeah. Ain't trusted it. But baby, God is saying, okay, all right, now that you back. And you know what else too? She learned so much. Now she not only has who she was before this experience, who she is as a result of going through the experience, everything she learned. She learned how to cook, all this land stuff, you know what I mean, that she learned, this other world stuff that she learned by being with this person. Now, I mean, even their ways, where they fish, where they go, how they do, da-da-da-da-da. She got all of that to take back to her people and be able to be innovative and mix and match and, you know, equip, even educate. Like, no, yeah, I experienced it, man. Yeah, I'm back, girl. But baby, I learned a lot, and I can help somebody else to learn from the mistakes that I made. And it really wasn't even a mistake, because I really believe that this was something that this person, like myself, had to go through in order to learn, in order to have that life experience, to gain that wisdom from it. But you made the right choice. You've been redeemed. Go tell another now. It ain't nothing like it seems. And when the devil says come, let's reminisce about when. Because we know how romantic his butt can be. Oh, girl, it ain't been that long. You ain't forgot all about then. Take him up on his offer. Don't be scared to look back. This prickly situation. Don't be scared to look back. Because in the past, it's the fact. The back then ain't never been all that. Because what's coming next is the Ace of Pentacles. Because you kept dreaming. Kept dreaming. Kept your eye on the prize. You kept your eye on the prize, girl. You didn't let that predator steal your hope. You put your hope in God, in your maker, in your creator. You let your maker be your husband, Isaiah 54. I'm going to read that and then I'm going to let you go. Because this right here, I'm telling you. Listen to this, listen to this. Isaiah 54, Message Version. And this also says, the future glory of Zion. The future glory of Zion. And I'm hearing that scripture about these are light afflictions compared to the glory that shall be revealed. What you went through in that situation ain't nothing compared to the glory, to the glory, to the glory that's about to be revealed. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, because justice is here. It ain't coming, it's here. You're out. You're no longer there. Okay, you're free. Free indeed. He who the Son sets free is free indeed. That'll never happen again to her. She learned it on a deep level. how people will act, what people will do, the extent that people will go to keep you kept, catfished, bamboozled. And I'm going to say this too. Anybody, any man, woman, it don't even matter. It don't matter the dynamics. When we are, but then again it does in this situation, it really does. I got to stay on that man, on that woman. In this, it matters. If you are a man and you are abusing mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, the mother of your children, you do not love your children like you say you do. If the mother is hurt, the children will be affected. They will be affected. And then the cycle continues. Stop thinking you can do whatever you want to do to that mama, to that mother, the source of where they come from. If she is not emotionally well, if she is not spiritually well, and it's all because of something that you're doing or not doing, and you thinking you loving everybody, you thinking that's being a good husband, it's abusing your authority. That's another thing too. I know. I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know. But I'm going with the flow because there's so many different ways here. This goes for even at church too. Churches that take in people. Bite off more than they could chew. Make all these promises. Sign your name on a dotted line. First day, as soon as you get there, you don't even know these people. Like you don't even know if you want to. You don't even know. That's what it done come down to. Back in the day, when Eli took in Samuel to be responsible over, to nurture, to bring up, to, cultivate, educate, all of that. That was a commitment that Eli is making with God, that he would take Samuel in, the prophet of the next generation, and raise him up. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, it's that the stuff. Don't call in what you ain't ready to care for, what you don't have the capacity to care for. If you know you don't have enough caring people in your congregation to tend to these people, for whatever reason, just don't rush the process. It's about these contracts that we signing, whether they're, in marriage or at church or at work. From the rooter to the tutor. Signing up to father, to mother. You know what I mean? I'm going to take care of, I'm going to look out for, I'm going to politically all of that. Rooter tutor. From top to the bottom. And then and from the jump, that you do not have the emotional, the heart, the mind, the heart, the soul, the spirit, just the care, the concern to care for a country, a nation, a people, a house, a home, a position, a job, you know. Don't sign up to be a nurse if you really don't like nursing people and tending to them in ways that they have to be tended to. If you're not committing to that, don't just commit to, you know, coming in and hanging out for however long, you know, you on the clock and half-ass do. It need to be said like that, half-ass. Half-ass do what need to be done. And expect God to pay you for it. You ain't feeling sorry for nobody, having no compassion on nobody, or not enough. The cycle is over for that. That's not happening. But for the woman who may have just come out, who has just come out of, may have just come out of you, getting ready to. God letting you know it's clear. So when it show up, be ready to jump. When it show up, be ready to do what you know in your heart. Don't be holding on no years and all of this. We're in a time where it's got to be, what is it? Not what we want it to be, not what we hope it would be. What is it? I know you got married. I know you went down there, had a ceremony, got married, but do you have a marriage? Do you even have a friend? Let alone a husband and father for your children, or mother for your children. Do you have a friend in this person? Or are they evil intentionally? Don't expect the crooked and the corrupt to care for you. False witnesses. May like they see where you coming from. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we understand. But these are people who make a business out of pouring out lies. Internet, it don't matter what kind of, it doesn't matter. Yeah. God is getting us out of situations. We are just leaving situations that are not what they appear to be. And we are thanking God, our Heavenly Father, for helping us to understand what our ancestors never understood. So they stayed 30 years later, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Some of them, yeah. They couldn't be real enough with themselves to leave. But if you left, congratulations. And here's some comforting. Listen. Sing, barren woman who has never had a baby. Fill the air with song. You who've never experienced childbirth. You're ending up with far more children than all those childbearing women. God says so. Clear lots of ground for your tents. Make your tents large, spread out, think big. Use plenty of rope. Drive the tent pegs deep. You're going to need lots of elbow room for your growing family. You're going to take over whole nations. You're going to resettle abandoned cities. Don't be afraid. You're not going to be embarrassed. Don't hold back. You're not going to come up short. You'll forget all about the humiliation of your youth, and the indignities of being a widow will fade from memory. For your Maker is your bridegroom. His name, God of the angel armies. Your Redeemer is the Holy of Israel, known as God of the whole earth. You were like an abandoned wife, devastated with grief, and God welcomed you back, like a woman married young and then left, says your God. Your Redeemer God says, I left you, but only for a moment. Now with an enormous compassion, I'll bring you back. I'm bringing you back. I left you, but only for a moment. Now with enormous compassion, I'm bringing you back. In an outburst of anger, I turn my back on you, but only for a moment. It's with lasting love that I'm tenderly caring for you. This exile is just like the days of Noah for me. I promise then that the waters of Noah would never again flood the earth. I'm promising now, no more anger, no more dressing you down. For even if the mountains walk away and the hills fall to pieces, my love won't walk away from you. My covenant commitment of peace won't fall apart. The God who has compassion on you says so. Afflicted city, storm battered, unpitied. I know ain't nobody tended to it. Ain't nobody. Just been neglected, afflicted city, storm battered, unpitied. I'm about to rebuild you with stones of turquoise. Lay your foundations with sapphire. Construct your towers with rubies, your gates with jewels, and all your walls with precious stones. All your children will have God for their teacher. What a mentor for your children. You'll be built solid, grounded in righteousness, far from any trouble. Nothing to fear. Far from terror, it won't even come close. If anyone attacks you, don't for a moment suppose that I sent them. If any should attack, nothing will come of it. I created the blacksmith who fires up his forge and makes a weapon designed to kill. I also create the destroyer, but no weapon that can hurt you has ever been forged. Any accuser who takes you to court will be dismissed as a liar. This is what God's servants can expect. I'll see to it that everything works out for the best. This is God's decree. And we just said a minute ago, look, God issues decrees and they are established forever and ever. Whatever God commands is created. So God saw you. He saw you being pitied, storm battered. He saw it all. And he said, I am bringing you back. I know. I let you learn the lesson. I turned my head while you learned the lesson. But let's talk. Because you know I love you. Huh? See, we were sleeping on ourselves and we were sleeping on our God, the relationship that we have with God. Huh? If we really were not sleeping on ourselves and the relationship that God be trying to give us, offer us. Yeah. Sleeping on ourselves. And all this love is waiting for us to accept. We have a choice. We can choose who we gonna serve. Are we gonna keep serving people that are selfish? People with evil intent? People who just perform for religious rhetoric? Religious whatever. I don't get what it's about, but we know it happens. Mm. Listen, God was a true and an honest witness. He saw. He sees. And he delivers. Isaiah 54, Message Version. Get into it. John 4, the whole thing with the Samaritan woman. Yeah. He hears our cry. He attends to our prayers, even when you don't say words and it's just tears. You're never alone. That's another one. Michael Jackson, I'm not alone. We're not alone. God is here with us. In November is the perfect month for those of you who are survivors of domestic violence or who are survivors of domestic violence. It's the perfect time to just, give thanks, give praise, give honor where it's due. God has been good. He has delivered us. We didn't even know some of these people in our family. We didn't even know these people's in our family. We didn't even know. I didn't have a clue. God told me what was going on. That's how I knew. God told her what was going on through the child. And that's how she knew. If God didn't lay it on the child's heart, if God didn't have the child there at the moment when he was putting it up there, her steps were still being ordered. Even though she done made her bed in hell. Even though she done made her bed in hell. God knew exactly where she was. Because the steps of a righteous man are ordered by God. God knew she would be there for that long, have this experience, all of this. It wasn't a sin. Yeah. I'm thinking of Joseph. Led Jesus into the wilderness. Led, to be tempted by the devil 40 days and 40 nights. But she did not lose herself. She did not forget her God, herself, her true self, who she was. Yeah. And she wasn't trying to sell her soul either. Okay? To be provided for, to be comforted, to be comfortable. She wanted the truth. She wanted what he said he was going to give her. Said he was going to love her, she would be happy, and she just ended up neglected. Covert narcissists. Yeah. It is what it is. And if it was so good, yeah, she wouldn't been trying to get out of there. Yeah. Trap house. And guess what? It ain't got nothing to do with the building. When you living with the person, what are they housing? You going to live with them. I'm just saying, I will be thinking about this. I wasn't thinking about this. Wasn't taught to think this way. Wasn't taught to think this way. Or to be this aware. Boundaries. Too busy people pleasing and fitting in and, making everybody comfortable and calm and, yeah, Queen of Cups, too busy doing that and thinking that that's justice. Ain't never your turn, though. But for anybody that's going through this and you got people around, giving you a hard time about the decision you made to leave. And these people ain't walked 2 months in your shoes. Don't know nothing about nothing. God, you know, just give your testimony, because you know God delivered you. You wouldn't be out of this if it had not been for the Lord who was on your side, okay? You still be in hell, in this hellish relationship. Yeah. With this person over here who, yeah, he ain't going to be able to see, he, she, they, them, are not going to be able to see themselves in the mirror of justice until you're gone and starting your spiritual work. They're not going to know. Not really know what they did, how serious it was. You need a little time, a little distance, space. Just uproot yourself. And then it'll be day after day after day, it'll be coming to him. What he did, what he didn't do. What she did, what she didn't do. How God was with you, and you never were grateful for it. You were ungrateful. Yeah, this was family. Say, I didn't even have a clue. God told me what was going on, and that's how I knew. You, God, opened my eyes to their evil scheming. I had no idea what was going on, naive as a lamb, being led to slaughter. I didn't know that they had it in for me. Didn't know of their behind-the-scenes plots. Let's kill the messenger. That'll stop his sermons. And when you saw the extent, when the lady could see the extent that this man had done went through, you wasn't gonna never, it ain't gonna never be your turn. Sissy, it ain't gonna never be your turn. It ain't gonna never be your turn. You gotta take your turn. And God is supporting you in that. It's time to take your turn. You'll start your spiritual work. Isaiah 54. Sing, O barren woman. Sing, celebrate, sing. Can you imagine how she felt when she got a chance to sing again on the rocks with her family and friends? To be free, to just be her, to just be. Yeah, without have to walking on eggshells, or when is she doing things right? You know, all the other things she had to do to fit in that world that she was living in. But just to be back home, in her skin, being herself. No bickering, no complaining, no stuff, all the things that come with, living with tyrants. Tyranny will be far away from you. And he said that it's like the days of Noah. He said it's like the days of Noah. I'm promising no more anger. So even when it was in the days of Noah in the land, it was his anger. Oh my God, he was so angry with the world, with our way of being, our way of doing, our way of seeing and not seeing, not doing. And she was so sad. Disappointment makes the heart sick. Relentless disappointment makes the heart sick. Because you're just disappointed. You know, he ain't gave me my skins back. You know, he won't. He not even being fair. She was homesick, heart sick. And here God is here. Saying, child, go on and sing. You free. Afflicted city, storm battered and unpitied. God said this. He sees the state of your being. I know. I know you were afflicted. I know you were storm battered and unpitied. Nobody cared. And the people who mattered did not care. The man did not care. He did not have it in him to care for her. We got to be careful who we put ourselves in the hands of. God is the best place for us. Start there. Then let him give your hand. Your marriage. Or put you in the hands of who he knows is not going to fumble you. Who's going to love you properly. You're going to, you know, she did all that work. She was a good wife. She was a wife. But this man here was empty vessel. Just going through the motions, robotic. He didn't have abundance in him, so he was never going to be able to produce this. That place she wanted to go, life and that more abundantly. She was with somebody who just came to kill, steal, and destroy, whether he knew it or not. That was what it was. God told me, he said, you were so glad that somebody came that you didn't even ask what they came for. Okay, got to be more careful. Make sure that whoever is coming for you, they are coming to be a blessing. They are coming that your life, that you would not only have life with them, but the life that y'all have is going to be better than the life you had before. Other than that, don't make no deals with the devil. There's one thing about the devil, he can't help it. He's going to always do you dirty. Just can't help it. And then you're going to have to end up forgiving him. Because you'll realize he can't help it. They don't know what they don't know what they do type deal. So we got to be careful and just be more aware that lesson, everything we went through, so that we don't have to ever deal with that in any way, shape, or form. No binding contracts with people who are emotionally unavailable. Yeah, I'm going to read this and let you go. Stop trying to build a healthy relationship with someone who is conflict avoidant. They seem peaceful on the surface, but they avoid difficult conversations. They sweep things underneath the rug, causing unresolved issues to pile up, ultimately leading to resentment, emotional distance, or one-sided compromising. A healthy relationship requires both people to engage in open, honest communication, even when it's uncomfortable. Open, honest communication, even That's right there is a lot. And most people know good and doggone well they don't want to do all that. But going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Knowing you don't even want to have no honest communication, especially when it's uncomfortable. You don't even like engaging. You avoid conflict. I'm just saying, y'all. It's time out for that. It's over. It's a wrap for that. It's all about this spiritual work. What's next, God? Isaiah 54. Okay? Marrying ourselves to Him and what He talking about. What He got going on next. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed my story time, my getting stuff off my mind, off my heart. Hope this was helpful. And I will see you